Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to today's show, Beautifully Bruised in the CPS show. I am so glad that you tuned in today. I know there's so many things that you could be doing on this Good Friday. I thank God. I actually call it Freedom Friday because whatever you've been dealing with during the week, hopefully this weekend you can woosah and take a break and enjoy some me time and some self care, whatever that may look like. So, I am your host, Latrika Jones. And again, I am so honored and privileged that you have tuned into this show because it's for many reasons. I do believe that this segment and this platform is such a blessing. First and foremost, I say that by saying I want to give all thanks and praise and glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without him, I wouldn't have the strength to have overcome what I've been through, and also as well as be here sitting in front of you today to share what I've overcame and bring on more guests with me to share with you how they overcame. Because again, I always say that knowledge is power. Transparency transforms. So I remember going through my CPS encounter, and some things that I heard is it taught me on how to look forward with dealing with the case and to become better from it and be able to become better, grow from it and move on from it, and hopefully and prayerfully help others. So again, that's what this is about. So without any further said ado, I thank Attorney Vince. I thank the producer Grace. I thank everybody that comes together to make this platform available to help you to stay encouraged and be mindful and educated on what you need to know to win and overcome your CPS case. So without any further ado, I'm going to get right into our special guest. Oh my gosh, we've been having a lot of great stories. I thank God for the connections of the people that are the past that I've been coming across. I actually wish I would have had this knowledge back in years ago when I dealt with my CPS encounter. It could have delayed a lot of time and I could have came out much faster dealing with CPS. And we all know anybody that's been dealing with CPS, the sooner, the quicker, the faster you can get from up under them and get your case closed out, be reunified back with your children again. You almost feel like you're breathing new air. It's like you just came out of a black hole and you can just now come back to yourself and go on with your life. So, again, with that being said, our guest today has chosen to be incognito. Now, I have never had a guest to do this, but I must share with you that I fully and truly understand. We have other guests, I do believe, that also I didn't want to, choose to, identify themselves. So I respect that, and I truly do understand that. So that if you see the mask or whatnot, that is the reason why. I just want you to understand what's behind it. So, but I tell you, she has a testimony. She has a story like no other. So you definitely want to tune in, just hear what she has to say. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. Now, can you please tell us, Annette, what is it about yourself that viewers would find interesting about you, whether it's special gifts or talents you may have, or whatever what caused you to want to share your story today?
Well, and I want to say this. I'm not wearing this mask because of my CPS case, because that is not the what I'm trying to give up. I just have other things that I am with that I don't want to associate them to. But
Okay.
I, I, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Sure, absolutely. I just want to ask you,
Mhm.
what is it about yourself that whether you find that most viewers would find interesting to know that you enjoy doing that, like any special gifts or talents, just something that you would like to share about yourself.
Well, I'm a I'm very crafty. I've always been able to do anything with my hands. I mean, just figure things out. I like to read a lot of, um, just normal things that, you do day to day.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you're
So
crafty and do
nothing
things
special,
with
I
your
don't think.
I know. Listen, a lot of people wish they was crafty.
Hmm.
I know my mom used to sew when she was living, and I've always wanted to take on that trade. So,
I can
just
sew.
so
Okay.
see, you can sew. See, a lot of people can't do that. I wished I could. So, yeah,
Hmm.
so things like that. And I just like to break the ice sometimes because I know dealing with CPS, whether you
Hmm.
currently going through it, previously went through it and survived it and overcame it by the grace of God. Sometimes it's just like to break the ice.
Mhm.
And I would say that by saying today, to yesterday up until maybe 2 minutes before Grace say, okay, we're getting ready to go live. I have been through so many challenges, adversities that
Mm.
honestly, the average
Mhm.
person probably wouldn't have been able to come on today to do the show. But I have to tell
Oh my
myself,
God.
okay, this is bigger than me. It could be something that could be shared on this show
Mhm.
today that can actually help a person that's in a place where they say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And no matter what that may look like,
Mhm.
or it might just can be
Mhm.
one encouraging word that can really release something in someone's
Mhm.
soul to make them want to keep going and fighting. So with all the obstacles and
Yes.
challenges, I just said, okay, God, take me out of the equation and pour you inside of me. And I'm going to go forth because I don't want to block or be a hindrance to anybody getting what they need to be successful at bringing their children home and winning and overcoming their CPS case.
Mm.
So that, yes, so I know how important that is.
Mhm.
So it could be just one word can actually unlock what a person needs to hear in their spirit to keep going and keep fighting with dealing with
Mhm.
CPS. So with that being said, also as
Yeah.
well, Annette, can you please share with us what was your experience like with CPS as well as dealing with your caseworker?
Well, so my to me, my case went in steps, and the farther I get away from my case, I start seeing it. I'm starting to see the difference in the way I thought when I first started, as opposed to the way I think of it now.
Mhm.
Um, I I felt at the beginning that I felt like I was just the worst person in the world, and I felt like um, that this would never end. I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel,
Right.
and I felt at times I felt shamed. At times I felt belittled, but um, I had to come to realize that me being able to see the silver lining in this whole situation, which is what I always do when I'm going through things. That's the only way I've been able to make it. I had to remember to do that. See the silver lining in what's going on, and then I was able to navigate this case and this, what
Wow.
was going on with me. And doing that, I was able to see things differently and how the caseworker was operating as opposed to the way I was operating.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So with that being said, do you think from your personal experience, do you do see your caseworker? Because I know sometimes, depending on the length of your case, sometimes you may work with one CPS
Mhm.
caseworker, and sometimes it may be more than one. So, do you believe? Because I think it's important to share. Because again, I strongly push the fact that it's so important that we all, especially CPS caseworkers, that they work out of integrity. Sometimes I've
Mhm.
noticed that some guests, even my own personal experience, sometimes the CPS caseworker can come off biased, or it could be more personal, or it could be a power trip. Sometimes it's more of that type of leverage that they
Mhm.
try to hold on you, and that kind of make you freeze up and
Mhm.
make you fearful to not know what to expect. So how do you think, as far as what
Mhm.
you just said, do believe that were you provided the necessary assistance that you needed to help you be successful during this time with your CPS case?
Well, again, I look at things differently now. I
Mhm.
when I when I felt like I was being wrong, as I get farther away from the case, I feel like they were acting in a professional capacity that
Mhm.
they did not break. So, and I was acting from an emotional standpoint, and to
And it's
see that the way that I again I thought they were being cold.
mm,
That wasn't the case. They were just doing their job, and we don't like the job, but they were just really doing their job. And
mhm,
what I took as cold and none feeling, and I felt like this maybe a couple of days ago, but
mhm,
as I go over it in my head, I also think of the things that my caseworker could have done as well
mhm.
that she didn't do, as far as a child getting taken and being sent somewhere that you don't know the person. Um,
Right.
it's a lot of little things that I noticed. I said, well, Deidre, oh, I'm sorry. I said, well, it's a lot of things that she could have done that could have made this case worse. And me being emotional and working and at first I would be emotional and I would I wouldn't be able to think of what to do next or how to or what just happened to me. So it never panned out correctly. But as soon as I was able to see that I'm playing checkers and they're playing chess, I was
Right.
able to navigate this case way better.
I do like how you use that analogy. That because to me it is a method to it. You know, like you said, you use checkers and chess.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two different games. You know, and you have to know the rhythm of each game. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a great analogy that you said that. And by you
Mm-hmm.
saying that as well, Annette, can you
Mm-hmm.
also elaborate more on what did you learn from this experience? As far as what could you
Well,
use? Mhm.
mhm, mhm. I'm sorry.
And I could just say this if you don't mind.
You kind of cut
Um,
out as far as what can I
oh,
use?
can you hear me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. I wanted to know because I've had some
Mm-hmm.
guests have shared that because of what they went through, now they're opening
Mm-hmm.
up. They might be going to school to become a paralegal to help families, family law cases, or
Mm-hmm.
want to even inspire to be an attorney, or they want to open up some type of organization or agency to help support and make people more aware of the system and how it works. So I just want to, because I know before you mentioned something that you really have a heart to help, maybe community service or, social work and helping the community. So I want to ask you from what you personally
Mm-hmm.
went through with you and your child, how has it affected you or even your children that now make you want to help others? Or as far as your experience of what you've learned and all you've been through with CPS.
It has helped me to see that pretty sure a lot of women behave the way I behave at first. And it made me want to be maybe an advocate and just
Mm,
like what you're doing right now, and to
okay.
explain to women that, or to explain to anyone that
Mhm.
it's you can't be emotional. You have to be able to be knowledgeable, and the information that we think that is lacking, as far as, oh, sometimes I would be like, you didn't tell me that. Well, the information is in your Texas statute. Well, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I can say that your Texas statutes and your
Mm,
codes.
right.
All that information is available. It's available online. People are not going to hold your hand. Actually, this kind of aided me in um, being more resourceful
Oh,
and
wow.
um, not just not being beat up and just down. It made me say, let me go read and see, because they know something that I don't know. I want
That's
to know
so
what they know so I can be on the same, be on
right.
the same
Right.
page. And they're operating like this is not a big deal. Like, you're going to get your kid back.
That's
So, and that's what I saw. I was like, well, they're not emotional like they should be. I mean, but they understood what I didn't understand, and I needed to understand what they
assignment. Yes.
understood, to,
Right.
to, yeah, to make this, go better.
I love that. I do, and I love that because again, it's so
Hmm.
easy to get caught up in the schemes of things. So, you're going through all your classes, your drug tests, your
Hmm.
service, psychological
Hmm.
evaluation, whatever the case may be. But instead, you using this as, oh, why, Lord, is this me? Why do I have to go through all this and becoming so? And
Mm-hmm.
don't get me wrong, you do have times that you do feel sad, and you should. I think you should take on that
Mm-hmm.
emotion
Mm-hmm.
and be present in how you truly feel, but at the same time, don't remain in that
Mm-hmm.
place. You know, build yourself back
There,
up.
there
You
you
know, I
go.
don't care if it's whatever it might be,
Mm-hmm.
going to a dollar movie, just going to go, to the library, go on a walk, whatever it takes, but just don't
Mm-hmm.
remain in that
Mm-hmm.
low place. So I love
Don't
that you said
remain.
that you
Right.
used it, turned it
Yeah.
around to make it something positive. You
I had to
started
turn it
reading.
around. hmm
I like,
I even became excited when I realized that people care about me enough to want me to go to rehab. People care about me enough to wake up in the morning, come to their office, whether they be counselors or even the chefs at the rehab center, to feed
mhm,
me in order for me to get healthy. That's the way I had to look at it.
wow.
And I received very good information. Um,
Right.
I say I want someone to care about me, but then, when I get the care, oh, it's not the care that I want, but it's the care that I needed. I received very good, I received a lot of tools. I
Mhm.
also was able to get help with what I thought was a normal thing. I thought me being in this mind space was normal. And
Mhm.
because of this experience, I was able to see that it's not normal. It's something that you need to work on. It is a reason why you are like you are. And but you are still worth it as well. And I always said, if I can be a better parent to my to my daughter, I will
Mhm.
I will do anything, and I
Right.
don't mind.
I love that. So to me, you had
Hmm
more of a positive attitude. You didn't let the
I do.
yeah, you do. You didn't let the opposition or the services make you feel like you were less than a mom. You said you actually, which is a great point, because sometimes it takes another set of eyes
hmm
to realize something that you, like you said, it might
hmm
be your normal. You thought what you were doing was okay. Sometimes circumstances, certain
hmm
situations may,
was okay.
put you in a right. So you basically took it on as, okay, well, maybe this is something
hmm
that can help me to be a better parent for myself and most importantly for my kids. So I'm not going to
That's
see
right.
the services they
hmm
provide as all bad.
That's right.
I can maybe make some good use out of this.
It's all better. That's
Mm,
right. And they're providing
wow.
these services for me. These services are they're so needed. Like we all need someone to talk to. We all need someone to care enough.
Dude,
Just like how you doing. What you're doing is you taking upon yourself to give people a platform to come in and actually feel gratified.
right.
And it's the same thing with them. And I put it like this: if you go to the army, you have some people that come from the army and they end up homeless, but you got some people that come from the army, they end up buying homes and opening restaurants. It's about what you do with what you're
Oh,
in at that moment.
that's true. It's all in your
And
perspective and
it's
how you
it's
see it.
it's all your perspective. Yeah, and don't feel down. I mean, and and again, the caseworkers, it wasn't personal, it was business. I had to look at it like that. I said, I can't be emotional. I'm playing checkers and they're playing chess.
Right.
And it's kind of, it
Right.
can be hard to look at, to see someone, oh, why you do this? And it's like, just calm down, get, contain your emotions and
Right.
and and get it together. And that's just what I took from it.
I really do like that
Mm-hmm.
because you have. I'm gonna tell you something. I see why, again, like I just said earlier, that it was so much of a challenge for me to take the show today. But I do believe the reason why is because the devil was trying to distract me with so many different things. It's because you are dropping some divine
Me
nuggets, some
too.
gems that's really gonna people gonna
Mm-hmm.
ponder on what you're saying and be like, you know what? Maybe I could look at this as in a different way. Because think about it like this. I have
Mm-hmm.
another good friend that worked for CPS as a CPS caseworker for years, and she actually went to a different
Mm-hmm.
department. But she said that these services are actually there to help you. they don't want to be
Mhm.
called out to go out and go out in the field and get new CPS cases. They hoping they're providing you the caseworkers with
Mhm.
integrity. They're
Mhm.
hoping they're giving you the necessary
Yep.
tools to make you be better. Counseling, like I said in the
Mhm.
last show, is a great thing to have. Sometimes you just need somebody to hear, what's
Mhm.
being going on in your head, and to release a lot of that
That's
stuff.
right.
So
That's right.
yeah, it's a great thing. So, and it could be
Mhm.
expensive. So
And
why I
I
see, go
mhm.
ahead, please, please.
Mhm. And I'm so sorry to mean to cut you off. And
You okay?
when I had to think about the abruptness of it. That's how you have to change patterns. You have to stop it like that. You can't say, okay, well, you got. I'm gonna give you a week to get it together and then come up there. No, when a change needs to happen, it needs to. They know what these psychiatrists and these law people, they know what they're doing. We don't like it because it interrupts what we think
Right,
is life,
right, right, right.
but it,
Some things are
the way it
necessary.
happens is it has to happen like that. And
Right,
again, some things are necessary because I mean, if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. And again, the farther I get away from it, I think about things like it changes every day. It
wow,
changes every day. I'm like, you know what? That it was okay. Somebody cared enough to want to for me to be a better citizen in my community, a better mother, better daughter.
right,
They cared enough to want me to just be better. That's the
right,
way I look at
right.
it.
Annette, that is so good. And you really, I see
Hmm.
why you're on the Today's Show because I see this as the Freedom Friday segment. And what you're saying is it's almost like
Hmm.
liberating as far as, like you say, don't take it as a personal attack. Take it as a way to make you and your
Hmm.
children's life better. Go and
That's
grow.
right. That's right.
You know what
That
I mean?
is
Grow
correct. That is
from it
correct. And that
and
go
help.
and grow.
Yes,
Hmm.
because that's what it's about, like you said, because I think
And
if
know that you deserve. Yeah, that's what it's about.
it's what it's about. Because if you begin to start being
Hmm.
so negative behind
And
it,
I
it'll be
realize a lot of things.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Go ahead, I'm
Hmm.
listening.
I'm sorry. You kind of lagging. I'm so sorry.
Let me see, can I adjust it? I do apologize about that.
Oh, okay.
But you go ahead and I'm
Mm,
listening to you. Please
that's
go
okay.
ahead.
Well, I was just saying that we want to be helped. It was a lot of times. I think I went 3 times to go and get evaluated, but I left every time on my own. I didn't
Oh,
do it.
wow.
Um, didn't think I needed it, and to actually get the help that I had been longing for years, and
Mhm,
thought that I'm okay. I don't need that. Lo and behold,
mhm.
I did. Lo and behold, I have a child who needs the best part of me that I can give. Um, and to I know that the CPS get a bad rep. They got one for me when they first started with me. I was really mad and
Mhm.
confused. But again, these are services that, man, if 10 out of I mean, if 9 out of 10 people would do it just in my close vicinity, I
Mhm.
promise we would be hmm, just a more cohesive, more it will be best for everybody to just get help. It's just help. That's all it is.
Right. That's all it
Just
is.
help.
That's a great way. Honestly, that's a great way to
Hmm.
look because it's so
That's all it
sometimes
is.
it's so hard for you to look up when there's so much of that you're under and you just can't see, like you say, the lighter side or the light at the end of the tunnel. But that'll help you just to have a different mindset.
It in a
And
tunnel. Yeah.
it really will take advantage of the help
Oh,
that they're
I'm so
providing for
sorry.
you.
Yeah.
Use it as a
Hmm.
way to make yourself better. Obviously, your kids practically can benefit from you going through different
Hmm.
services to help you be a better parent or whatever
Hmm.
that they're asking you
Hmm.
to do. So, and I want to share this too. I think this would be a
Yeah.
great time because I'm not saying that all caseworkers are bad. I'm not saying that because I have met some really great
Hmm.
people that works for the government
Mhm.
CPS, and they really want to see you succeed and get your children back. I have witnessed every, now, don't get me wrong, now there are some bad apples in a barrel, and I call them out pretty much often on my show. But if
Yes.
you are doing what you're supposed to do, is being
Mhm.
there and providing the necessary services that you believe that would help that
Mhm.
parent to be better, then my God, thank you for having integrity.
Mhm.
Like your story to me is a great
Thank you for
example
that.
of
Yeah.
you turning around, getting the
Mhm.
necessary services, and being able to overcome, reunite back
Mhm.
with your child, and then closing out your case. So, with that being said, how long
Correct.
how long did it take for you to receive your child back or be reunified once your services and everything was completed?
Well, so my case is closed. She's still not with me because I still have a 6 month agreement
Hmm.
and just a consistency of 6 months. And so she'll be back with me at the end of the 6 months.
Okay.
Um, she's still not with me, but again, I get to see her, and she's
Got it.
not, in a place where I do not know where she's at. But I get to see her,
Yes.
and I get to still again heal and
Mhm.
again be the best person when I get her back.
Right.
And I'm able to even talk to her about these things that
Wow. Good.
I wasn't talked to about. I'm able to say, hey, this can happen to you, but this is where you go to get help. And don't let it get this bad. And if
Oh,
you do get this bad, talk to me about it.
right.
There's help out there. Um, and we were, what do you say? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And she also, well, my daughter also got to see me succeed in something. She
Right.
got to see me go from point zero to, you know, all the way to 10 and get get my accolades and get certificates and all that. So she got to see me complete something as well that I was proud of. So
That is so good because you
I mean,
basically,
again, the farther I get away from this, I just feel like, you know what? Hmm.
so basically, you're letting your daughter to learn from your mistakes.
Hmm. Letting her learn that things happen, and
Mhm.
you could either again look at the silver lining, and everything does not have a silver lining.
Right.
And I do understand that some things are just bad, but I still try to search for the silver lining. But again, things happen, things
Mhm.
that we think that again we can't. There's no way that we can. I don't have the strength to do this, but you do, and
Mhm.
to have the capacity to just think differently and see the good in some things, even if like jail, for instance. You got men in there to go to college and make the best of their jail time or prison time and come out
Right.
and be successful as a civilian. So
Right.
um,
Right.
I try to do time. I don't
So
let time do
positive. I
me.
love it.
Mhm.
Yes, that's you're so positive, and I love that because, like you said, wow, you dropped so many nuggets. Like you're saying, your daughter can see the accomplishments, what you've made,
Mhm.
what you had to endure, what you had to, go
Mhm.
through in order to recover or gain back the best version of you. So to me, that speaks volume. It says a lot. And since you
There you
said
go.
that, speaking of the caseworker, you said some of the services, you just basically took accountability. You took ownership of, hey, this happened. What can I do to
Mhm.
make it better? And I'm going to be the best version of me by utilizing these services to make
That's right.
sure I'm able to be the best version of me. So that is a great, great
Mhm.
way to take ownership
That's
and
right.
thank you for being transparent
Mhm.
also of sharing your truth by saying that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I must also say, because
Mhm.
even it makes me think back to my previous show that I said it. I wasn't able to attend some of the services, the classes I'm sorry, not the classes, but the visits, and because of a card problem. But I wanted to correct that. Actually, I did attend all services because I want all people to know that it's very important that you attend whatever your caseworker is recommending,
Mm-hmm.
unless your attorney or something of that nature advise you
Mm-hmm.
not to do so. But I did attend
That's correct.
every
Yes.
service, every hearing, every visit. The only ones that I didn't attend was to see my ex at the time. But again, due to what my attorney had
Mm-hmm.
advised me, I wasn't legally wise. He wasn't even supposed to be a part of the visit, so they had to stop him anyway. So I didn't want that to be misconstrued. I want people to know the importance of going
Mm-hmm.
to all your visits. I was speaking in reference to a visit with the other parent that I wasn't able to attend, but I later found out that we supposed to not even been able to attend anyway. So please, please, please go to all your visits.
Anyway,
Please. I think that's important. I
yes,
don't want to
yes.
give the wrong information because like I said, even some of the caseworkers, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm understanding, even if you can't make it due to mechanical problems or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the reason may be, the caseworkers, I've been told that sometimes they can help you
Mm-hmm.
with transportation to get you to your visits to see the other
Yeah,
parent, or even take you themselves.
that's
So
correct.
like you say, it's good to read on these things and ask your caseworker,
Yeah.
call them, email them, text them, whatever form of
Mm-hmm.
communication you may have.
Absolutely.
Ask them, hey, can this happen? Can I receive assistance
Mm-hmm.
for this? Or, just
Mm-hmm.
communicate. Communication is so important when you're dealing,
And
with your
that
cases.
is that is yes, that is so correct. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was
No,
so
you're
excited to say this. Um, I was also um, what I also learned from working with my caseworker is to work with someone a who has who has been educated, who has a the ability to have forethought and the ability to think farther than what someone, like what I would be able to think as far
that's
as, oh, I don't have a ride. Well, all you have to do is call and ask. Don't procrastinate. You have to open your mouth. You can't. I'm not
that
going to
part.
give it to you. I have it, but I'm not going to give it to you.
Right.
And they taught me to that professionalism does not mean dismissive.
Right.
Professionalism is I'm staying professional. This is my job. I cannot. It has not. It's not you personally. It's
Right.
not
It's not
you. It
right.
is
Right.
something that I have to
Right.
do.
It's not personal.
It's
Right.
not
Yes.
you. Yeah. And again, I looked at it. Yeah, I looked at it as, oh, they think they're better than me. No, they're remaining professional, and it's
Right.
something that I'm not able to see every day because I'm not in that type of capacity. So I've
Mhm.
never really been able to see how professionals behave and
Right.
how serious they take their job and won't break from it. And someone who don't have the wherewithal to think like, okay, well, they're not being mean, they're just working, and
Yeah,
that's it. Um,
right. That's true. I like that you pointed
hmm
that out because it used to be an old saying that a closed mouth
hmm
won't get fed. So if you don't ever speak up or
hmm
say anything
hmm
about it, sometimes people
True.
really don't know, and they might really have good intentions on helping you, but if you never communicate you need the help, they won't be able to
Mhm.
help you. So I'm glad that you said that. Yes,
And
sometimes you
mm,
just have to be transparent. Yes.
yes, yes, and you can't allow their. I would say, well, she's being mean to me, but she's helping me. Okay, then she's probably not being mean to you. What else is she being? Think of something else. Push past being mean, or push past her looking down on me. It's not even about. Again, it's not even about me. It's
Right.
she's being professional, and I saw that, and I just was in. At the end of the day, I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. Okay, so that's what a professional does. It's not, it's not just a lawyer. This woman is working in a professional capacity, and she's a young lady, and it's just something you I don't see. I haven't been able to see every day,
Right. That's
and
true.
I want to tell the women, do not be afraid of these CPS workers. Again, it's not personal. I can't say for all,
Right.
but it's not personal. And then if you are feeling threatened, there is a way to handle it.
Right.
Cannot handle it with your emotions because you will not get anywhere. But
That's
it is a way to handle each and every issue that you come up against. And it comes from learning what your avenues are. If you feel like you're being treated unfair, there's an avenue or a place for you to go and make a complaint. Is ways to go about it other than being emotional
You know
and
what, Annette?
and
That is so
showing
true.
that you are unhinged. And hmm
That's good.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Viewers needed to hear what.
I want people to I want people to look at things differently. I just want people to I always I guess I play devil's advocate a lot, but I'm just look at it differently. What's going on? Like look at the whole picture.
Correct.
What's good? What's the good coming out of it? And that's what I've been taught.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I totally agree. Get yourself out of the equation, come out of your emotions, come out of your feelings, because the overall goal is to
Hmm
be reunified with your kids. So if you look at it from that
That is
standpoint, and
correct.
you know what I'm saying, and stay focused, and then a lot of the emotional feelings
Hmm
and how you may feel can come out of the equation.
Yeah.
So I love that you said that,
hmm
because
yeah.
let me just
And
also
spend that
mention.
time that you are away from your children building. Hmm
Yes, yes, because it's so easy to get caught up in,
hmm
the scheme of things, like we just mentioned, your feelings, your emotions. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't cry or you shouldn't feel a certain way, but don't stay in that place. Like you
That's
say, build yourself back up,
don't
start
stay in
reading,
it.
start
That's
educating yourself, start
hmm
communicating and finding out more
hmm
information from the legal aspect of it. There's so many different things you could do during this time
hmm
that will be much more beneficial versus you just becoming angry and not doing what you're supposed to do. Because at the end of the day,
Angry. Yeah,
kids you
that's
want
right.
back. You know, like you say,
They're going on about their business, and you still over here angry trying to get somebody to hear your case. And I'm like, they gone. They've done their job. They clocked out. They gone, and you still upset.
and
It's
you
not
still in your
conducive.
feelings.
It's not.
And
It's
it's
not
not
smart.
getting you nowhere.
Hmm
It's not helping at all. And I had a previous
Nowhere
it's not, let's be
at
honest,
all.
it's not even helping. If anything, it might be making it worse.
Hmm
It may make you
hmm
more stagnated and you're not
It will.
moving.
Yeah, that's
Talk
right.
about it, please. Yes.
You're not
Yeah,
stable enough. Something is wrong. That's right. That's right.
right.
It gives off. I'm not stable. It gives off. If you do that in front of a
Unprotected.
cop, they will arrest you real quick. Because you are being a nuisance and you don't have control over your emotions and over yourself. And
That's
again,
good.
trying to. I've even in my personal, I'm learning to try to be in control of my emotions
Right.
because again, it's a lot of people who will leave you over there crying and cussing and fussing, and they're gone on to their
Right.
next step.
Their
And you're still
business.
back
That's
here trying to tie your shoe or something. So yeah, hmm
right. That is so true. And one of the caseworkers that came on my show,
yeah,
she shared they even pay attention to how you respond. They're watching your moves. They're watching how you carry yourself, how you
hmm
interact with your children.
give you,
So your character is a big
hmm
indicator of how you are. So, like the old saying,
correct.
first impressions go a long way. And she
hmm
mentioned that I'm glad you said that, Annette, because she said they
Yes,
are watching you, and that's going to help them determine, are you stable
hmm
enough to receive your children back? If you're irate, if you're fussing, if you're cussing, you're complaining, you have this negative aura about you, are you stable? Is it something else that's going on that's making you
hmm
be that way? So
yeah.
you have to be very
And the thing
mindful.
is that they have to do it. It's they're mandated. That's right. That's right. They are mandated to do it. It's not like they're just picking on you. If they see it and if they do not report it, they get in trouble. So they are mandated reporters. And you saying
Wow.
that if they see
That's,
you shout or fuss or anything, that is actually in the Texas in the statutes. Is
mm,
if the um, parent or somebody exhibits behavior that seems um,
I,
dangerous, they have
Yes.
to report that. Okay, well, they're exhibiting it. They're crying and kicking stuff. Okay, well, hey, we gotta go. I'm sorry, it's not
Right.
personal, but you did it, and so again, learning that in the Texas statutes and this is that's just a good read. Everybody needs to read their state's codes. It helped
Can
me
you
again
again? Because
navigate.
that's something that's good to know. What is it you're reading to? Because you say what you're, if I'm understanding correctly, what you're reading is helping you to be educated on what
Hmm.
CPS looks for. Can you
Yes,
share
yes.
what
So
you're
what I
reading?
read is for this. Mhm. It's called the Texas Statutes and Codes,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you got codes for every aspect of life. But this one is called the Family Code, and it starts with Chapter 5, and it just gives you it tells you the same information that the lawyers know, that the judges know. It's the same information, so it's not like they know something more than you. Whatever I'm reading, they're reading, and
Hmm.
so I was able to see what abuse meant and what neglect meant. And I knew after reading that, I saw that that's not my situation. So let me calm
Right.
down and see what is going on. Um, Abuse is, it's a lot of wording in those statutes and codes, but there's also processes that have to be done. So even if you don't, even if you are reported, just because you're reported, they have to go through the process. I'm so sorry, you're not exhibiting this behavior,
Right.
but we have to
Right.
go through a process. It has to be this many days, this many hours, and so
Right.
and again,
Yeah.
it's
It
not
is
it's
a
not personal,
process.
it's business.
It is correct. And I'm just going to say too, because I
It's a
know
process, and
we're only speaking off of our personal experiences. Neither one of us are legal attorneys, so we can't, obviously give out legal advice. But
correct.
you are sharing some of the information because we're both located in Texas, and we know that this platform is seen all over the world. So obviously, each state has different laws that they must abide by.
Mhm.
But if you are in Texas, she is giving you one of the tools that she utilized to read up on to get a better understanding. And again, I just have to say that this disclaimer that we're not legal attorneys, but we just, only speaking from mothers,
Not at all.
having a personal experience with CPS and what had helped us during our journey to overcome and win our children back. So, with that being said, I want to ask you, that leads me to the next question. And you're giving us so much great wisdom and advice and encouragement for so many families that are, dealing with CPS and don't know what to do or how to help someone in their family that are going through it. Um, can you please share from your personal experience, Ned, the importance of placing your child with a family member versus in a foster care system? Can you let them know the importance of that? How important that is, where you're able to keep your children with family versus going into the system?
Mm. Yes. God, I was
Without too much
lucky.
detailed
I'm sorry,
information.
lucky enough. Yes, I'm sorry. Can you repeat yourself?
Yes,
Um,
if you don't mind, I like for also people to be aware of that if you can keep your children with family or friends, if you have space, if you have
mhm,
time, if you can, say, hey, I want to help, I don't know what to do. Sometimes, a family can step in to take on your child while you're going through those services and getting what you need to be able to be reunified. I think, and statistics show that normally it's best to place a
mhm.
child with your family versus placing a child in a foster care system. So, can you share or elaborate more on why you think that's important as well?
Yes, yes, and I will say I feel like because of the way I handled myself in the beginning,
Hmm.
I was able to have my child in a place where I knew where she was, and I
Hmm.
said she, where I knew where she was, and I knew that she was safe. Um, I wonder if when I see images of people who are again out of control or show combativeness, if that's the reason why it goes a little farther away from the home. I'm not too sure. But the importance of being able to still interact with a child that you have raised, and just having a piece of knowing that, okay, I know exactly where they are. I know what they're eating. I know that,
Right.
they're in school. They
Right.
can call me at any time. Um,
Mhm.
again, I'm just thankful that that was my situation.
Absolutely. So true.
Um, but it is very important for yeah, it is very important for people to, what, also it's important for the child to be safe, regardless of where
Absolutely.
wherever the child will be safe. That's where the child needs to be.
Right.
And sometimes for some odd reason they feel like the child will be safer in a whole nother something or other, but
Mhm.
um it's wherever the child will be safe to me,
Mhm. Well, I just know statistics
or will
show.
be able to thrive.
Right. And again, let me just reiterate.
Mhm.
I'm speaking that, a family that is stable, that is, has
Mhm.
the location that's suitable for the child. That statistics wise, normally, it is normally safer for a child to go in live with a grandparent, or sibling, or niece, whoever in the family, that they
Mhm.
cannot feel completely uprooted in a foreign location, don't know the family, the different cultures or different atmosphere. Normally, a child
True.
is normally much better to stay in contact with, to be able to live with their family. So, and a lot of times people are not aware that they have that
That's
option,
right.
but a lot of some cases they do. So that's important if you
Mhm.
do have family that's willing to support you during that time. And I thank families for stepping up
It's
to the plate to help out in that area, because that was also my story. So I thank
mhm.
God for that. So we're almost literally at the end
Yeah,
of
and
our
that's
show.
right. That's right.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I just want to also mention as well that we're nearly almost at the end of the show. Last but not least, is there anything that you haven't shared? And you have brought definitely some great wisdom. You brought some nuggets. I love the positivity of it. You see, obviously, you see the brighter side, like you're sharing.
Mhm.
All caseworkers are not bad. There are good caseworkers. There are ones that's wanting you to be reunified back with your children. They are providing effective services that you shared, actually made you realize that, hey, this wasn't a bad thing. This is something that made me better. So you seem to be very appreciative from the services that you
Mhm.
received and the experience that you've received. And I thank God for that. And that is definitely Freedom Friday, when you can take
Mhm.
something on and say, you know what,
Yeah.
this made me better. This, I needed this. This made me
Mhm.
better. And that just says a lot
Yeah,
about your,
that's
it
right.
says a lot about your
Mhm.
character.
Oh, well,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. And I believe time is so precious. It's literally the only thing we can't get back. So I'm gonna do the best with my time, and I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna use it as I'm gonna try and use it in a way that fulfills me and makes me happy. But one thing I do want to say is
Please, please.
as as oh yes ma'am, as 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 the world goes on, there is a a um, a, a growing excuse me, I'm so sorry.
You okay?
There's a growing population of women who think they're less than, who think that they can't, who think that are not worthy of,
Mm,
and we don't understand why things happen the way that they do. Being a single parent it's hard, and then
mm,
for this to also happen, it could have been harder. But look at the look at the good in a lot of situations. Even someone who um criticizes you in the store, for instance. This is how positive I look at things.
Mm-hmm.
If they're looking at you and saying, pull your pants up to a young guy, or hey girl, your dress is too short, they're really saying respect yourself and
That's
make
good.
yourself look more presentable and love yourself enough to want to be modest and be vied after. That's the way I have to look at things, because
That's good.
I'm a good person, you're a good person. There's not people aren't bad. People aren't
Right.
bad people. I mean, you got
That's
some,
true. That's not bad. That's true. You
but
are.
for the most part, people aren't bad people. Yeah, people
Right.
aren't bad, and I would be wrong to put that on someone that you're a bad person. No, because I would want
Right.
you saying that about my mom or anything. Maybe misunderstood at the moment, but um, people aren't bad. And
Right.
we are deserving. Um, we are more than what we think we are,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to give it to ourselves. You have to do it for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you.
Right.
And complaining is a waste of time, and it is not conducive to you know uh, it's just not conducive to a more happy life.
Right.
And I always ask myself, do I want to be right, or do I want to be happy? I
That's
want to be happy.
good.
So
Good.
sometimes you yeah,
It's the
sometimes you
question.
got to take it on the chin and keep on moving. But
That's
yeah.
right.
hmm
You have dropped some major
hmm
nuggets. Do you hear me? It's a great way to, it is a great way to go into the weekend. It is. It's been so encouraging, so inspiring,
hmm
so needed, so refreshing. You are the
Yes,
first
yes.
person, honestly, on my
I was so
show.
nervous. hmm
You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm
hmm
telling you, it's very soothing. And I think it's something that's going to actually help so many
hmm
people. They log on to this show, whether they're watching live or going to
hmm
watch the replay. It's very soothing to hear the encouragement that you're sharing. Don't see this as a
hmm
end. See it
hmm
as a new beginning. You know,
Yeah,
I always try to say, don't
exactly.
put a
hmm
period where there could be a comma, because God has the final answer. Your
There you go.
story is written. So I love
hmm
the assurance of
Still
the
going.
calmness,
Yeah.
positivity that you've shared. That says a lot. It
Okay.
speaks volumes. So you really pretty much have answered the question. I was going to ask you, was there any other advice that you wanted to give other than what you have, which has been very great encouragement, positivity going forth? Is there anything like you're working on, like a project that you would like to be contacted, or is it something else that you would like to share before we close out the show today?
Well, believe it or not, this is my first ever doing something like this, and it has inspired me to go ahead and do what I want to do. My goal is just to be an advocate for people who need help as far as learning how to navigate uh, the statutes or the laws, or just knowing a different way of living, and
Right.
that everything that we think we know is so different than what it really can be and what it really is. And what it is it is so freeing and so available.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to point people in the right direction when they come into conflict.
Right.
hmm
You will be great
And
at
it's really,
that. I'm
I
telling you.
love knowing these types of things. I like
It's so natural for you too. So you will be no,
Well, thank
seriously.
you.
You will be so I
Oh,
think
thank
when I
you.
come out of your session, I will be like, okay, I can keep going. All right, that's what I needed. So I'm serious. That's definitely seemed like
Well,
you're
thank
natural with
you.
it. So you need to do that. You will
Mhm.
be so inspiring and encouraging.
Well,
So
thank you.
again, I feel better
Mhm.
myself.
Mhm.
I told you I had a lot of challenges
Oh,
today, but speaking with you today and the positive energy that you're
yeah,
giving, and
yeah.
yes, oh my God,
Mhm.
it's needed in the world we're in today.
Yeah.
So I thank
It's,
God for you. I thank
it's
God
good.
you're
It's
on.
easy to be nice. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
hmm
a lot easier. I
Oh,
heard
well,
that
thank you.
it's much easier to smile than it is to frown. So
Mm,
why not do it?
that
Okay.
is so true, man. And you do get down sometimes, yeah, sometimes, but oh, just get it back up there. Come on, it's easy. I'm telling you. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So again, I just want to say
Thank you
thank you
so
so
much for allowing me to be here. Yeah, I really did enjoy myself, and again, this is my first time. I'm so nervous, and I
you
can't
did
believe I
great.
did it. So
You did great. I
I'm
think you would
excited
act
about
like
that.
a breath of fresh air for so many people. People need to be uplifted. They need to be aware that,
Okay.
this is just this
Mhm.
is not the end of the story. This is temporarily.
That's
So
right.
you have definitely given out
Hmm.
so many gems and nuggets
That's
to
right.
encourage so many to keep going. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for being a guest. And again, just keep doing
Thank
what you're doing.
you.
You should be an advocate because you will be great at it.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do need to hear that. And it means a lot coming from you. And everybody who's
Absolutely.
listening, have a great day, a great weekend. And yeah, keep it cool,
Absolutely.
keep it positive, and it'll work its way out.
It always
Hmm.
will. Keep God first, and He got it. That's for sure. So
Yeah,
thank you again, Annette. You have a blessed weekend, and I
that's
enjoyed
right.
you being on
Come
the
on,
show.
somebody.
And we'll stay in touch.
Yes, ma'am. You too. I'm
Wow.
about to.
Just want to share that I really, really enjoyed her. Such a positive way to look at life. It's so easy to get caught up in things that's going wrong, but sometimes you just have to see the brighter side of things. It could be worse. You have so many people that's going through way much further worse things than that you're dealing with. So she was a great example of staying positive no matter what. So I love to hear that. I hope it was encouraging for you. She was able to overcome her CPS encounter, and I see why with such a great positive mind frame and energy that comes with her deliverance. So God is good. God is faithful. God. I'm gonna tell you the beauty too. My grandmother, who's almost 106, she would always tell me, Trika, you might give out, but don't ever give up. So I am going to use that as encouragement. I also want to say happy Father's Day weekend to all the great fathers that's out there, whether you're dealing with a CPS case or you know someone that is. Give them that smile that Annette was talking about. Give them a pat on the back. Let them know you appreciate them because you'll be surprised. So many times people are going through things just because of their smiling on the outside doesn't mean that they don't need to be encouraged. So I believe this show was a great way to show you how much encouragement is needed. So I just want to say, please continue to keep God first. Keep fighting for your children. The story is not over yet. Keep fighting. They deserve you. They love you. They miss you, and it will be worth it. So keep fighting. Don't never give up on your children. Keep God first, and you have a blessed weekend and happy Father's Day weekend to all the fathers. See you next time.